Hey everyone, so in the last video I talked about seeking feedback as a way of establishing your trust and your authenticity. But not everyone is going to be as tactful or understands proper reflective techniques to deliver feedback in a way that doesn't put someone on the defensive. Sometimes the criticism can be downright brutal. The other day someone told me, "Hey, looks like you've just put on weight." And I was really taken aback. You would think someone in my physical condition that would just be an insignificant comment, but it really hurt. And I think it goes back to some 10 years ago when I was overweight, and those comments meant a lot. My first reaction was to be defensive, to say, hey, just a few weeks ago I completed an Ironman 70.3 triathlon and I'm going through a recovery phase. I've slowed down my training to allow my body to adapt, and yeah, I've put on 1 or 2 more kilos, man, but you go try and do a triathlon. But it's understanding that this is a natural impulse. Being defensive is actually an evolutionary trait because, since our ancient ancestors, it's often better in terms of survival to overreact, 99 times out of 100 than to let your guard off on that one time where that piece of wood on that path turns out to be a snake, right? So it's better to jump when you see a piece of wood, even when someone says, oh, don't be silly, that's just a piece of wood. So here's a test on when you receive a piece of criticism. Do you A, criticize them back and point out their own faults? Or B, do you start explaining with arguments and opinions about why their points are wrong and all the excuses accordingly? Or 3, do you stop and think about what are the critical hidden messages that might be in that criticism? So here's one way, because I know it is difficult to not be defensive and reactive, but to think about how to be more positively responsible, which is shifting or turning that criticism to use curiosity. And this one simple phrase when someone gives you criticism is just pause and say, tell me more. And you might be surprised as they start elaborating that sometimes in that criticism is just a way that they're reflecting their own issues that they're wrestling with. So next time someone tells you something that makes you feel bad, just turn around, pause, and just say, tell me more.